Before we begin, tell me, where in the world are you watching from? And what time is it where you are right now? The night connects us across centuries. Leave a comment below because tonight you will travel far from your own bed to a place where the stars are hidden behind stone, where fire means fear and silence becomes death. You're about to spend a night in a witch prison during the Inquisition. It's dark when they come for you. You don't know the time. There are no clocks here. Only the sound of your own breath and boots on gravel. The cell door creaks. Torches flicker. Two shadows move in the corridor. You scramble up, heart hammering, straw sticking to your hands. The other women stare. Thin faces, hollow eyes, all watching. The guards say nothing. One of them unlocks the door. The other gestures. You hesitate. Move. His voice slices the silence like a blade. You follow them barefoot. Your shift clings damp to your skin. Rank from days without change. The hallway smells of rot and cold metal. Somewhere water drips in a slow, maddening rhythm. They take you down a stairwell that wasn't there before. You've been here, what, a week? A month? Time isn't straight here. It coils like smoke or rope. You remember the first night. You remember the screaming. You remember thinking, that won't be me. But now they are taking you somewhere new. You weren't always afraid of the dark. As a child, you walked the woods barefoot, your fingers sticky with berries. Your grandmother whispered old words over your fevered head. Words that smelled of fennel and ash and honey. But that was before the whispers in the village, before the drought, before they pointed, before they came. They push you through a door, stone walls, iron rings bolted into the floor. This room is colder than the others. There's a table in the center. You don't want to know why. The guards leave you alone. The door locks behind them. Silence. Then, a voice. You are the herbalist's niece. It's not a question. You turn. There's a woman in the shadows, mid-40s. Her face is bruised, but her eyes are sharp. She smiles, but it's not kind. They bring the soft ones here first, to see if you'll break on your own. You don't answer. She steps forward. She smells like smoke and blood and something bitter, like wormwood. They think you know things. Her voice drops to a whisper. But it's not what you know. It's what they need you to confess. You blink. Confess what? She laughs. a raw sound, part animal, part human. That you danced with devils, that you rode broomsticks, that you suckled imps through a third nipple. She lifts her sleeve, shows a scar. They'll find it or they'll make one. You want to leave this room. You want to wake up in your own bed. But there is no bed, only straw and iron, and a fire that hasn't been lit yet. You're not sure where it began. Maybe it started when the crops failed. Maybe it started when the priest's son got sick. Maybe it started when the neighbor's pig died and you didn't cross yourself. Witchcraft needs no proof, only fear. The woman tells you to sit. She knows this place, knows how the guards think, knows what they want. She tells you her name is Iselda. She says she used to be a healer. She says she once delivered twins in a snowstorm and saved them both. She says none of it matters now. They'll call you sister, she says. They'll call you daughter of night, but the truth is, no one comes back from here clean. You whisper, will they torture me? Iselda pauses. They already are. Torture in the Inquisition was not always fire and iron. Sometimes it was time, silence, sleep deprivation, isolation. Sometimes it was the sound of a key turning. Sometimes it was watching someone else confess. They break your mind before your bones, because fear speaks faster than pain. You hear footsteps again. Iselda retreats to her corner. You're alone when the door opens. This time, it's not God's. It's a priest. He walks slowly, hands behind his back, black robes, a crucifix. He says your name. Gently, you flinch. My child, he begins, we are here to help you. He sits at the table, invites you to eat. You obey. He speaks of salvation, of the sins of Eve, of how women are closer to temptation, of how herbs and midwifery open the door to Satan. He watches you carefully as he talks. You try not to blink. You were seen in the woods, he says, with others on the full moon. You shake your head. I was gathering mushrooms. He smiles, a quiet, slow, chilling smile. We know what grows in the woods. He opens a leather-bound book, begins to read the names of those who have already confessed. You recognize two of them. They named you. He says softly. Your throat tightens. You whisper, they're lying. His smile fades. He leans closer. If you confess, your soul can be saved. If you resist, he closes the book. We'll do what is necessary to protect your village from the devil. You say nothing. He stands, nods to someone behind the door. They come in. Not gods, not yet. Two men with tools wrapped in cloth. He turns to you one last time. Think on it tonight. He leaves. The door locks. You are alone again, except for Zelda and the tools still left on the table. You do not sleep. Confessions in the dark. Confession, that sacred word wrapped in incense and guilt. But here, it's something else. In this place, confession isn't about truth. It's about survival. And survival comes at a price. You sit in the cold. The tools are still there. You don't know what they do, but you don't need to. You've seen the others, the ones who couldn't walk straight, the ones who stopped speaking, the ones who suddenly remembered 1,000 sins, none of which were their own. You are tired. But sleep is no refuge. Every time you close your eyes, you hear the priest's voice. If you confess, your soul can be saved. Saved. What does that mean now? They say salvation is found through suffering. But the suffering here, it feels designed to empty you, to carve you hollow. You try to speak to Iselda again. She's awake, staring at the door. You whisper, "Why do they leave the tools here?" She answers without looking at you. So start imagining what they are for. The mind is its own jailer. You think of the mushrooms. You remember the way the soil felt under your fingernails. You remember laughing. That moment feels centuries away. Now, you're not a woman. You are a symbol, a scapegoat, a ritual sacrifice in a system that cannot bleed itself clean. You understand now what Iselda meant. They don't want witches, they want confessions. 2 weeks ago, you were sitting by your hearth, roasting chestnuts. Your neighbor came by, asking for fever word for her boy. You gave it freely. He died the next morning. And now you are here. In the dark, you whisper your name to yourself. Not the name they use, not the name on their parchment. Your real name. The one your mother whispered in your ear while brushing your hair. The one your grandmother sang during thunderstorms. You say it softly like a spell. Iselda hears. She nods, just once. Don't forget it, she murmurs. They'll try to take that too. The next day, or what feels like day, they come again. No priest this time, just the gods and a scribe. They take you to a different room. There's a wooden chair in the center. Not a chair for resting. A man in grey robes approaches. He does not introduce himself. He asks you to confirm your name. You hesitate. The scribe looks up. He repeats the question. You answer. Then, do you renounce Satan and all his works? You blink. I never served Satan. He notes it down. Then, were you present at the gathering in the woods on the eve of Saint Walpurga's Day? No. He doesn't even pause. Just, what did you see there? You stammer. Nothing, I wasn't there. He smiles, not kindly. Everyone sees something eventually. This is how it begins. They ask what you saw, then who you saw, then what they did, then what you did. They plant a story, water it with pressure, and wait. Because people are malleable. Memory is clay when fear is a sculptor. Hours pass. Maybe. You returned to your cell. Your legs shake. Iselda doesn't ask what happened. She just hands you a piece of stale bread she saved. You eat in silence. After a while, she speaks. They'll keep asking, and when you start to answer, they'll want more. You ask, what if I never confess? She shrugs. Then they'll kill you for pride instead of sin. You go quiet. Then, what did you confess? Her face hardens. Nothing that was true. Confessions aren't about truth. They are stories. Stories shaped to fit the hunger of the men who record them. Each one feeding the myth. Each one condemning the next. You realize slowly that you are part of something larger. A ritual. A pattern. This prison is not just a place of punishment. It is a theater. And you are both actor and sacrifice. That night you hear screams. Not many, just one. Long, ragged. Then silence. You and Iselda don't speak of it. Instead, she tells you about her herbs. The blue one, aconite, strong, deadly, but beautiful. She closes her eyes. I used to keep a little garden near the well. You ask what happened to it. She says nothing. Then, they burned it like they'll burn us. You both fall quiet. In the dark, you trace the edge of the cut with your fingernail, carving a circle, a charm, a memory, a resistance. You whisper your name again, and this time, Iselda whispers it back. They say the devil marks his own, that he kisses the skin and leaves no pain, no blood, only a cold spot, a blemish, a secret doorway for sin. And so, the Inquisition searches skin like men searching for gold. But what they seek is terror. They come for you in the morning, 2 guards and a 3rd man, then rat-like with eyes that dart. They don't speak. You're taken to a narrow stone room with an iron chair. It's not for torture, not today. It's for examination. A woman is already there. She's older, wears a veil. You are told to strip. You hesitate. The guards move forward. You obey. The woman avoids your eyes. She wears gloves. She begins with your scalp, parting your hair, pulling strands. Then your shoulders, your arms, your breasts. Every mole, every freckle, every scar is touched. She says nothing, but she nods to the man. He records it in his ledger. Left thigh, unusual blemish. You open your mouth. It's a birthmark. The man looks up. There are no coincidences. He says, only signs. In the doctrine of the witch hunters, nothing is innocent. Not freckles, not scars. Not the mole on your back your mother once called a kiss from the moon. Here, the body is a battlefield, and every inch of yours is enemy territory. They find another mark near your hip. The examiner presses it with a long, thin needle. She watches your face. You don't flinch. You barely feel it. She leans in, notes something to the man. He nods. Satan's numbness. You want to scream, but your throat is dry. You say, that's just a scar from a pot burn when I was little. They look at each other. The man clicks his tongue. Lies come easily to those in league with the devil. They let you dress, slowly, as if the fabric weighs stone. They leave you alone in the room, just for a moment. But that's all it takes. You cry, quietly, fiercely. Fists clenched so tight your nails break skin. Because now you know, you don't need proof. You just need marks. The devil's mark. A myth born in dark corners. A superstition dressed as science. Midwives called it the witch's deed. A supposed nipple where familiars suckled blood. But in truth, it was often eczema, a mole, a skin tag, a bruise that never healed. They said it was numb to pain, so they used needles again and again. And when one mark didn't bleed, that was enough. Enough to burn a woman, enough to end a life. In the doctrine of the Inquisition, no witch exists alone. The devil works in covens, and covens are made of names, neighbors, midwives, widows, even children. And so the fire spreads, not by proof, but by memory, by fear, by pressure, and always, always by name. You haven't been outside in days, not to breathe, not to see the sky. You barely remember what clouds look like. Your world has narrowed. Stone, straw, shadows, and names. The gods speak when they pass. The priest reads them softly, like prayers gone wrong. Iselda mutters them in her sleep. They echo through the corridor, whispered from lips cracked with thirst. Agnes, Lena, Bruna. Some you know, some you don't. But soon you realize something. These names aren't just echoes, they are traps. You're brought back to the chair. The scribe is here, the priest, and now another woman. Her wrists are bruised, her voice is shaking. She says she saw you in the woods, dancing with others around a fire. You lock eyes with her, you mouth a word. Why? She looks down. The priest turns to you. You see, my child, confession leads to light. Denying only deepens the darkness. You stammer. She's lying. The priest sighs. So were you at first. The woman looks up. Her eyes are hollow. She named 3 more. The priest says, but all roads begin with you. The scribe waits, pen poised. Will you help us purify the village? You understand now. This is not about justice. This is infection. And once your name is spoken, it cannot be unsaid. Like ash in the wind. That night, Iselda is silent. Unusually so. You ask, did you know the woman who spoke? She nods, slowly. She is the baker's daughter. Then softer. She was 13 the first time she saw her mother whipped. You both fall into silence again. Then, do you think she believes it, what she said? Iselda shakes her head. She just wants it to stop. You whisper, will it? Iselda doesn't answer. You remember walking through the village square. It was May. Children played. Someone was drinking garlands for the spring festival. You remember the baker's daughter. She gave you an extra roll when no one was looking. Her hands were floor white, her smile shy. That was a lifetime ago. Now, she names you to save herself. This is how the wheel turns. One accusation births another, and each confession feeds the fire. Not all are tortured. Some break from hunger, others from grief. Some just from waiting too long in the dark. But once they speak, it doesn't matter if it's true. It becomes true because it is written. The sleep without dreams. Sleep. In the witch prisons, it doesn't come like a blanket. It comes like a fog, heavy, suffocating. A half-death between days of questioning and nights of silence. And when it comes, it brings no dreams, only darkness, only escape. You don't know how long it has been. You measure time in the scratch marks on the wall. 7, then 10, then 20. You've lost count. Sleep comes in shivers, in short bursts. You wake to the sound of coughing, to chains clinking, to screams muffled by stone. Your body aches in new ways. Your legs cramp, your skin itches, your gums bleed when you chew. Your mind wanders. At first it was memories, the forest, your grandmother's voice, warm bread, soft light, the smell of mint. Now it's images. A crow on the windowsill. A girl dancing without eyes. A voice saying your name over and over, but without sound. You shake yourself awake. You slap your own face, but the fog returns. And with it, the fear that you are slipping. Trial without end. Justice in this place does not wear a blindfold. It wears robes. It reads from books already stained with verdicts. And when it speaks, it echoes not truth, but fear. They wake you before dawn. No warning, no chance to wash. No food, just cold hands and a chain around your wrists. They take you above ground. For the first time in weeks, the light stings your eyes. Your skin prickles. It smells like rain, but the air doesn't feel like freedom. It feels like judgment. The courtroom is small. Stone walls, wooden benches. A long table where the inquisitors sit. 3 men, 2 wear clerical robes. The third wears a hat too wide for his head and a smug that doesn't belong in a holy room. A scribe dips his pen. A crowd watches from behind iron nails. Not your family, not your friends, just villagers, faces half known, mouths set in lines of suspicion. The trial is not to determine guilt. Your guilt was written the moment you were named. Now, they simply seek to confirm it. For the record. Do you know why you're here? You nod. Speak it. Your voice cracks. They say I'm a witch. A murmur ripples through the room. He leans forward. Are you? You answer. No. He smiles. Not kindly. He reads a list. Not charges. Stories. You danced with wolves. You made a child's fever worsen with a glance. You whispered to crows. You brewed a love potion that caused madness. None of it is true, but it doesn't matter. The stories have a rhythm, a shape, a chorus that the crowd knows by heart. And now, they wait for your part. Trials during the Inquisition were performances, each one a ritual, a theater of moral panic. And the accused? A sacrifice made in daylight. They bring Iselda in next. She walks like she's been here before. She meets your eyes, nods once, then looks away. The inquisitor asks if she has anything to confess. She says nothing. He motions to the gods. They strike her. Once. Twice. She falls. She bleeds. But she says nothing. They call that resistance. The questions come fast. Have you ever danced at night in the fields? Have you ever gathered herbs alone? Have you spoken to animals? Have you felt unnatural urges during full moons? Have you dreamed of flames? Each one is absurd, but you know, to laugh is dangerous, to cry is dangerous, to hesitate is most dangerous of all. You answer carefully. No, 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 no. Each word costs you more breath. The danger is not the trial, it's the space between questions, the way your silence is interpreted, the way your tone becomes evidence, the way they ask the same question 10 different ways, waiting for the moment you contradict yourself, because that too is proof. The inquisitor stands. He raises a leather-bound book. Hear me, he announces. Even now there is time for redemption. The flames await the unrepentant. But confession can cleanse the soul. He looks at you. Will you confess? Your lips part. The crowd leans in. Time seems to stop. This is the moment they all wait for. Not the trial, not the sentence, but this. The break, the unraveling, the betrayal of self. No. The room stirs, gasps. A chair is pushed over. The inquisitor's expression does not change. Then we shall proceed accordingly. He bangs the gavel. The trial is over. But your sentence has just begun. An oubliette is a cell where prisoners are left to be forgotten. No trial, no verdict, just waiting. But in witch prisons, every prisoner was remembered because their confession was currency, and until it was given, you were worth more alive than dead. So they kept you, fed you just enough, scared you just enough, let you see the knife but never the hand behind it. At some point you laugh, not out of joy, but out of disbelief that this is real, that this is your life. You laugh until it sounds like weeping, and then you sleep, curled like a child on the stone. They say witches burn, but they forgot to mention how long the waiting lasts. The fire is not the punishment, it is the finale. The waiting is a real torment. You are returned to yourself. It's been 3 days, maybe more. No one tells you. Your legs barely work. Your voice is raw. You haven't eaten more than crusts. Iselda is gone. The cell is silent, lonely in a way it hasn't been before. You press your ear to the stone. No voices, not even prayers, only the shifting of rats, and your own breath becoming louder than your thoughts. The door opens. Brother Marius steps in. No guards, just him. You sit upright but say nothing. He looks tired, older than before. Iselda, you ask, is she? He nods. She's with God now. Your eyes sting, but no tears come. I didn't confess. You whisper. He says, I know. He kneels beside you. This is your final night. He says gently, you may still speak. The record can still be cleansed. You shake your head. There's nothing to cleanse. He studies your face. Then he leaves, and you are alone again. They bring you water, clean cloth. They let you wash. Your fingernails are trimmed, your hair brushed. 2 women prisoners dress you in plain white linen. Not because you're pure, but because white burns well. You ask one of them, do I walk or do they drag me? She says softly, if you walk, they call you brave. If you cry, they call you saved. The fire has always been more than death. It is display, message, sacrament. The flames do not just consume flesh, they cleanse the crowd. They remind the villagers what not to be, who not to speak to, what not to believe. The burning is not about you. It never was. You are placed in a wooden cart. No chains, no hood. You see the sky gray with morning. You see trees. You ride in silence. People line the road. Some cross themselves, some spit. One girl throws a daisy into the cart. It lands on your lap. You don't touch it. You don't look away. What if this is a dream? What if the fire doesn't hurt? What if Iselda was right? What if your silence was your only true rebellion? The stake is simple. Wood piled high, a priest already waiting, the crowd buzzing with whispered morality. They help you down. Brother Marius approaches. He holds out a crucifix. You kiss it. Not out of belief, but because it is the last thing you'll ever touch. He asks, any last words? You look at the crowd, at the sky, at the girl with the daisy, and you say, my name is mine. They bind your hands, tie you to the post. Someone begins to pray. Someone else lights the torch. The flames don't rise quickly, they crawl. Like doubt, like guilt, like memory. You close your eyes. You see the forest, the garden, the river. You see Iselda smiling. You see your grandmother's hands in the moonlight. And then, nothing. They say witches burn, but they never speak of what remains. The ash blows into the soil, into the trees, into the lungs of those who watched. And in that ash, a seed of doubt, of rage, of memory. And one day, it grows again. After the fire, there is silence. But silence is not absence. It is memory reshaped, pain retold, history rewritten in whispers. They buried your name, but not your story. The square has been swept, the ashes carted away, the stake taken down. Children are told to forget. Church bells ring. The village exhales. But something lingers, not in the stone, not in the air, in the people. A weight, a guilt, a quiet sickness that spreads without sound. The Inquisition left no monuments, only gaps, holes in family trees, empty chairs at tables. Mothers who could not explain the fire to their daughters. They called it justice, but the land remembers, even when the people do not. That night, the girl who tossed the flower cannot sleep. She remembers your face, not your scream, not your crime, just your eyes, calm, defiant, unshakable. She grows up hearing your name only in warnings. She remembers you differently. She tells her daughter, and her daughter tells hers. A lineage of quiet truth, a lineage that does not burn. What does it mean to be called a witch? To be marked by fear? To be punished for knowledge, for hearing, for silence? History teaches us that the line between hearsay and holiness is drawn not in heaven, but by the hand that holds the pen. The prison is a ruin now. Tourists visit it during the day. They read plaques. They touch the stones. They speak of lessons. But at night, some say, you can still hear breathing. Some say the straw shifts in the empty cells. That a woman hums a lullaby in a language no longer spoken. That sometimes the wind whispers names not on any record. You were not a witch, but you were strong. You were not a devil's bride, but you were dangerous. To those who feared a mind they could not control. A woman who would not bow, a voice that would not confess what wasn't true. They burned your body, but your silence remains. There is everything holy in the refusal to lie, even when the flames rise, even when your name is dragged through mud, even when no one is left to remember you rightly. That resistance is not loud, but it lasts, like ash in the corners of old churches, like seeds buried beneath centuries. This was your night, a night in a witch prison during the Inquisition. It was not fair, it was not just, but it was real. And now we remember, because forgetting would be the last execution.